And this is gonna be weird without someone saying penis.
I know.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Penis. Oh.
God damn it.
Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news. It's very outside of the box.
Hail day.
I love Friday. Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
Shattered A to B.
Shattered Cast Uncut. Is that you? Shattered Cast
When are you going to bring Larry back? My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered Cast Uncut.
Complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shatteredcast Uncut, episode 339. We are 339 years old. We don't look a day past 150. And we are here binge watching The Vampire Diaries because it's not that bad. I'm your host, Oscar, and over here joining me is Justin, and it's just the two of us for now. We'll get Gregor's joining us momentarily later on tonight if we're lucky. It's a crazy week for everybody. Robert's doing some stuff with the new house, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess he's doing the inspection stuff. That's always a good time when they tell you everything that could possibly be wrong with your house.
Yeah, right before you cut a check too. There's nothing worse than that. People backing out. So yeah, it's been a heckish week for a lot of guys on the cast here. We do appreciate you guys listening, and I enjoy the fact that when I sit there and make the joke that they're not listening anymore, some of you guys do comment, I still listen too, and I love you for it. It's awesome. But I think it's a nice running joke, and every time we mention someone popular, be like, they don't listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
Or we talk about old fans, they don't listen to us anymore. We've changed. So, yeah. But Justin, did you get anything this week?
Yeah, I did actually. I got more pieces to the Build the Ecto one, which God, I gotta get off my ass and actually get those filmed, or not filmed, edited and uploaded. I haven't filmed.
Nice.
Maybe I'll just, get the last two from last month out. Maybe I'll do that this weekend and call that good. So I got that. I got some 3D printed pieces for the real Ghostbusters Ecto 1 to put like their proton packs inside. So I think that's a really cool accessory. I also
this is for the Ecto 1 you're building?
No, this is for the original Kenner Ecto 1 for the real Ghostbusters. Like so the trunk of it like always housed like this weird little seat thing that you can put on the roof, and it was all kind of stupid. So somebody actually made a little like slide out tray that you could put in there and store their proton packs. And then the other problem with the original Ecto 1 is that they had or not the Ecto 1, I should say, the original Ghostbusters. They had proton packs that like easily snapped when you like tried to detach the wand to the pack. Someone actually kind of reproduced them with a slightly better mechanism to make it work. And they also have like the detachable beams because you didn't have those. Those beams just kind of sat there in the old proton packs, and it was kind of like that kind of stinks. That's not really how this goes, right? So it was nice to get all that stuff, and if I had a 3D printer, I could do it myself, but I don't. So I relied on someone else, and they're fabulous, and that's all I got this week. So
okay, right on.
What'd you get?
I got a bit of a little haul this week.
Nice.
Thanks to Jisk1. He doesn't listen also.
Mm-hmm.
I got
I don't even listen. I'm not even listening right now.
I'm not either. I'm not playing this when this comes up. I mean, it's kind of hard for you to edit because you don't listen to it.
Exactly.
Man, it's going to be weird this episode. No, but I got Maki Toys Hellfire and Wrestle from Jisk1 because he's no longer collecting, so he's offloading his entire collection at a pretty unbeatable deal. I think it's like $160 it ran me shipped.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad, yeah. Especially when they came out, they were what, 100 each?
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked up Masterpiece Hound, which, fuck yeah, I just love it.
That's the tune, the official Masterpiece, right? Not
Yes,
Fans
sir.
Toys and stuff. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
figure. Now,
do
you find yourself having problems with his legs like some people seem to have? They seem to say like, I guess like his ankles snap easy. I'm like, if you just turn them the right way, I don't really see how you're snapping them. Like there's an obvious stop point, and like either I am completely oblivious to what people are talking about, or mine doesn't have the problem that everyone else has, or I just follow the instructions and I haven't broken my toy. I'm not really sure which one is the right answer.
Well, because I'm hardcore, I didn't follow the instructions either.
Mm-hmm.
So I threw on MGo's Just Transform It and followed his stuff, and I had fucking kid gloves on the whole time, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not sure how a lot of people broke the head, like the connection to the head.
Yeah, I feel like that's a weird problem too.
Yeah, like mine is like he doesn't turn as much as like let's say the other one I picked up, which was the Masterpiece Plus version of Silver Streak. Doesn't have a lot of head. Hound doesn't have a lot of head movement, but what I genuinely like about this figure, which I've always kind of seemed to have a weird problem with like third-party companies when they have that skirt next to the cod piece.
Mm-hmm.
Right, sometimes those are on flaps or hinges. You got to move it up if you want to move the leg up.
Right.
Like Takara was like, you know what? Fuck this. We're just gonna mold it all into the leg. So that piece that should be like a hinge or something it's just part of the leg molding, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I also love the fact that you can put away all his weapons in his legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really cool when I found that. I was like, okay, that's pretty freaking sweet, you know, like,
yeah.
And like I love how just like everything hides pretty well in both modes. Like obviously a couple things stay in the like canopy of the Jeep if you want to use it, but like anything you care about can be stored away on both modes, you know.
I mean, like, I find it funny though, because like a lot of the promo pics show him holding the canopy like a shield, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like, oh no, look out, it's Megatron. I'll stop him using my shield made out of canvas. Okay, Megatron. Blows a hole in him. Whoa, what happened with my shield? Oh no.
The shield was terrible.
I really do like this, and yes, Fans Toys Willis is a phenomenal figure, but I like this color scheme better than Fans Toys.
Mm-hmm. I can totally get that.
And I like how simple he is. Like, I have the Toon version of Silver Streak next to me, and there's still, you can see a lot of detail in the thighs and stuff still, right, and in the arms. And then I look at Hound, and it's like those like extreme details aren't there. It's like it's smooth, and I really like that because it does remind me of the cartoon Cell drawings, you know?
Yeah.
So I enjoy I enjoy Hound. I love my MP Plus Silver Streak. And the next one I'm gonna get is Smokescreen. So I'm keeping an eye out for him. I heard MP Plus Red Alert's pretty good also. But yeah, we'll see. What?
So with all that stuff in mind, are you still kind of thinking of keeping the not Omnigonics, Bad Cube Sunstreaker? See, I mean, like you're like seem like you're so into the Toon aesthetic, you know?
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, it's like the Bad Cube Sun Surge is still a great figure. Like, there's obviously detail in him too. And then I looked at the reviews of Sunstreaker, and it hits home where what I like.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I think I'm gonna hang on to my Sun Surge, not because, like, let's face facts, the shit has like god awful resale value.
Yeah.
If I wanted to sell it, I'd be looking at
give mine away.
Yeah, you almost said Omnigonics, but I don't own that piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I would jump on the Sunstreaker mold itself, it would probably be like that Diaclone police car.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like that version. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that looks really sharp, and it shares. Like, I looked at the photos. It shares the same aesthetics wise. It's just a different paint job, so I would be like okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's what I got this week, and I'm super happy with both of these figures, as well as, like, you know, then of course, oh Jesus, we're gonna have to address this, but I bought from Just One the Maki Toys Hellfire than his Inferno,
mm-hmm.
and his skirt was broken.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those listening, I was arranging with Justin to send him out with Justin so he could fix it for me because I had a bitch of a time getting like this part of the cod piece to snap in just fine. But the main issue was let's not sugarcoat it. I smoked a little bit of weed that night. So the last thing I needed to do was take apart a fucking robot. But the next day, I messed with him a little bit. I got him back together. I got the piece in. I'm not gonna lie, Justin, I did use a C-clamp though.
Mm-hmm.
But when I heard that pop, I was like, oh, it's in, and stayed in. I'm like, yay, look at that. So they look really good on my shelf. And I also got from my Chosen Prime stash MMC Assaultus and Azalea.
Which one is Assaultus?
Assaultus is Springer.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. The one that people have always compared with the Fans Toys, but I'm an MMC fanboy. So I mean, and of course
the Azalea is obviously the new one, right? Like not the
RC, the MP style RC, yeah.
Yeah, not the reformatted Azalea.
No, not that one. No,
good.
Not the chug version of her, as I call it. Well, it's kind of degrading, but yeah. So I bought these figures like months ago, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna ship them, you know, because it's always best to ship your stash when your wife isn't home.
Mm-hmm.
So
shh, don't give away our secrets.
I know, right? So yeah, so they came in. Of course, you know, Springer looks awesome. So does RC. So you know, I'm very very happy with them. But yeah, new stuff coming up all the time. And moving on here, so and also picked up Justin's Ghostbuster trap.
Yay! So excited.
Yay! Which is going out this Saturday with his 2 mini-cons I custom painted. Yay! So yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice, yep. So today's going to be a bit of a page turner of an episode. So we're going to go into our third-party news. Transcraft the Bumblebee color prototype.
It's shit. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, I got to be more objective than that. No.
It's shit.
I'm just kidding. I actually have not opened the link yet, so let me take a look. Let's open it on up.
Yeah, so new third-party company.
Someone's like, dear assholes.
Dear asshole. How dare you, sir? You don't even know these people. They're just trying to break into the industry one at a time. One figure at a time. God, it's so disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. But I'll read the article here while you get everything loaded up. That the new third-party company, Transcraft, has just uploaded by their Weeaboo account. I like calling it Weeaboo. I'm sure it's something else.
I know.
Weeaboo. But I call it Weeaboo. Images of their color prototype of their TC02 Bumblebee movie figure. From what we can see from the images, we have what seems to be one of the most movie-accurate Bumblebee movie molds in the market. The figure shows a great range of posability, nicely detailed sculpt, plus the battle mask cannon and blade seen in the movie. The images show a very nice weathering finish, as well as a detailed classic Volkswagen Beetle alt mode. Remember that this is an early prototype, and some changes may be done in the future. We still have no concrete information on the price or release date, but you can check out all the images on TFW 2005. So,
it's interesting.
This looks pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, let me I'm come right out and say, I think the robot mode looks super impressive. Like, there's a lot about it that I think looks awesome. I don't like the Volkswagen mode. And I feel like looking at it, it's going to be a pain in the ass to transform. Are you look at picture 9 with me, Oscar? That's the one picture that they have the vehicle mode. So like, see how like the windshield, like it looks like it's like smashed there. Like it doesn't look right for the Volkswagen there. Like from beyond the windshield forward looks great, but I think past the hood back it doesn't look very good. Like I don't like whatever they have going on the back that looks like it probably, like you see the cylinders in the back, so like those things look like they probably flip upwards in the back.
Yep.
Then you go to the back wheels, and that looks like it's on some kind of rotating piece that sticks outside the car. And then like, I get that this is a prototype, but like every single panel has been run through. Like the weathering doesn't make sense, you know, like.
Yeah.
Like, look at the hood. You got the very front, you got that nice weathering where the left and right sides look fine. Then where you get another piece, which is obviously something else went through, it almost has no weathering. Then you get to the next piece and it's really weathered. And then You know, the side panels, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4 different shades of yellow because of the weathering. You know, like.
Well, again, this is a prototype.
It is, but I don't have that much confidence that like what you're gonna end up seeing is not very similar. Because as a prototype, I would think that this was all hand painted. You know, like
yes.
And like so, your weathering should look even better on the hand painted, I think, versus just how this is. So I don't know
what this looks like? This looks like $100 popper is what I call it. I call it a popper because it looks like if you don't align the panels just right, something's gonna pop out of place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I don't really like this. For vehicle mode at least. So
yeah. I mean, I'm a little upset that one company is a Pioneer. They're repainting their Pioneer into Cliff Jumper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is that
like
Zeta?
Why are we going around of a red? Well, I guess it's the easiest way for them to produce one. You know what
definitely.
I mean?
You instead of wasting any time retooling or anything, which I don't. I guess it would be fairly hard to get the Porsche into that type of just retool it that way. I think it would be tough, but. You know, I really don't think you should just make it red and call it Cliff Jumper. I think I'd rather you just make it a red Bumblebee, because there was red Bumblebee back in the day, you know, like toys. So, I don't know. Oh, right. Robert says he's on. Let's get him in on here.
Oh, yeah.
Add him to the call.
I thought he wasn't going to make.
Robert, are you there? No, he's not there. Still says calling.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, there he is. Robert, what did you get this week?
What did I get this week?
I don't know.
I got a
fucking
toy
ask you.
broke.
Yeah, another toy broken. Oh, boy.
I didn't break it.
Who broke it?
Bobby Fuckface broke it.
Oh, that's an expensive break, Bobby.
Fucking Unicron, my studio cell. I sent it. He was badgering me to send it to him. Badgering me because apparently people are badgering him to review it. I with all the COVID and stuff, and I'm dealing with a new office. We're buying a vacation house, all this shit. I'm like, fine, I have to fucking ship this thing. By the way, I got a bunch of boxes for you guys too. But this thing was getting shipped out to review. And I actually do have a stack of boxes here ready to go. I just got to find a fucking scale. I can't use my postage scale. It only goes up like 15 pounds.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, Lisa, where's the fucking Fitbit scale? She's like, I don't know where the scale is.
Does Lisa know you you emulate her voice this way on this show? I feel like Bedell would be pretty pissed if I did that.
Oh, whenever I talk about my wife, adjust your volume, Robert, because I can barely hear you.
Wait, what? My gain? Would it be my gain?
You were quiet at first, but you're fine now.
Is it? Oh, I was just too far away. Should I increase my gain or no? No.
I don't know what you need to increase, Robert. I need you to increase your focus here. Let's focus.
Is this better? Okay, yeah. So, anyway, I stuck my finger in her belly button, and then I smelled it. I was like, that's not so bad. And she's like, why would you do that? That's so violating. And then I stuck my finger in my belly button, and then I smelled it. And I was like, that smells like a butthole. And Scarlett immediately was like, how do you know what a butthole smells like?
And be like, well, because I have one.
And I was like, well, if you smelled my finger right now, you would also say, that smells like a butthole. But she wouldn't. So anyway, so I sent him the fucking cell, and we were driving home we were driving to the house inspection, which was yesterday, and this process is a fucking nightmare. Mm-hmm. It's a nightmare. That's a whole other discussion.
Let me ask you something real quick before we keep going. How much did it cost you to send Unicron to Bobby?
I don't even know. I do FedEx. It charges to my account.
Gotcha. Well, when you get your charge, I would like to know.
Why?
I'm just curious. I just want to know.
Justin's going to fix it. That's why.
This is what pisses me off. I wrote him a poem. I wrote him a poem in the box, and part of the poem said, watch out for the city titbits on the shoulders. And that's what he fucking broke, was one of the city titbits. It's a little teeny pieces. little teeny city tips. They're like cities. They're like little city buildings on his shoulders. And
I understand your frustration, but I mean, when you said he broke it, I'm thinking like maybe he busted a fucking peg, or
remember when I asked you, just remember when I told you guys like that I broke one of these city bits, and you told me just to use a teeny dab of glue.
Mm-hmm.
He broke one. I'm thinking maybe he broke the same one that I had broken, but I really hope that's the case. But either way, it sucks because it was fine. But no, but then he also broke a tab. He said there were like 3 other tabs on the flap, so you can't really notice it. You don't notice it in bot mode, and you notice it in planet mode if you look really hard. But I'm like, don't tell me that. He broke my fucking toy, so I'm mad at him.
Mm-hmm.
But
does he have one coming?
No.
Hmm.
He's got the fucking he's got the fucking HasLab, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Pringles, yeah.
He's got the Pringles coming, so.
See, I've listened to those episodes.
But yeah, that's what I got, and I also got in the Magic Square tapes.
Oh yay! How are they?
Yeah, I'm underwhelmed. You know, I guess they're fun to pose in bot mode and stuff. They are, but just tape mode. I always feel like we're entitled when sound like tapes should fold up into at least a tight rectangle and have tape-esque elements to them.
Mm-hmm.
But these do not. I mean, the birds do. The birds do. Rat Bat does. But Rumble and Frenzy and Ravage, they just look like someone fucked them up, like they owed money to the mob. That's all it looks like. Someone fucking stuck.
I feel like you need to post a meme about this weekend.
That's what it looks like. Maybe I will. You know, and I also got in the gold legs for New Age Megatron, which I will need your assistance in installing. You just walk me through it, tell me what to do. I don't have such an easy time popping things off mushroom pegs. I don't know. I know the 2 of you are Mr. Customizer, you know, frickin' frack, but it's not so easy when you don't really understand how to do it. You know, I'm more likely to share the whole thing.
Says the guy who has dumbed down a lot of laws for me into regular people speak when it's confusing.
I can do that, but I can't remove something from a mushroom peg. Yeah, maybe if it's an elbow joint or something, or an arm joint, but that's about it. It has to be poorly toleranced. It has to want to come out. I can't get it out otherwise. What else? I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got. But I'm stressed out like a motherfucker. It's really, this process is extremely stressful.
Mm-hmm. So how big was your list of things that is wrong with the house?
The inspection report was 73 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
And the seller's a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell he takes pride in the house. He's moving locally. His dad lives like nearby. His brother lives nearby. He's just downsizing. You know, he got divorced. You know, he only has one of his kids living with him right now. You know, and he's like, I want you to be happy at the house. I won't be able to sleep at night, even after the closing. And me as Mr. Lawyer, I'm like, I don't fucking trust you. You know, the nicer you are, the less I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, but I'm like, how much do I, you know, it's like this fucking game of how much do I put in that I want him to repair versus not. Like, it's just really stressful.
Yeah. The big thing is you try to get him on the hook for anything that's actually a big thing. You know, like, yeah. So that's the thing that I would say to do.
That's what we're doing, you know, and but it's just a lot of stuff overall.
Yeah. yeah, I understand. We got lucky. So my last house, my last house I had like this house. I'm like, this house sucks. I hate this house.
It's a nice house.
No, not this house we're in now. I love this house. The last house was no bueno. It was okay. It was fine for what it was in its time, but like I'm like, okay, things are at the time now that they are in need of replacing. Like, they're old, you know, things like that. And like the people who bought my house, they flaked on their home inspection. Like, they didn't show up even though we left and everything that we had to. And yeah, so they no longer could ask us to fix anything because they didn't come to their time.
Wow.
So that worked in my advantage. And like, so, you know, they're like, well, can we get a home inspection person to come in and just take a look so we know what we're going to have to do? I'm like, yeah, of course. It's fine. You know, they're like, we know we can't ask you to fix anything. I'm like, perfect. You're more than welcome to. So, I mean, like, most of the house was fine, but like, what was going on? So I had done the air conditioner. I'd replaced the hot water heater. No. I replaced the dishwasher. The hot water heater, I think, needed some kind of valve replaced because it would do this weird thing where it would like basically stop sending hot water once in a while. I'm like, oh man, I don't know what it needs to be fixed or how much it's going to end up costing me. And then they never got it done. So it was an intermittent thing. Maybe they never even find it until they moved in. Who knows?
Like this fucking inspector drove me nuts. Like he didn't want anybody with him because of COVID.
Right.
But it turns out, like, so me and the seller were hanging out. Like we were getting along, and my family was there. They're running around. It's a beautiful property. It's like 2 acres with like an acre and a half of lawn. It's really nice. It's got a fucking in-ground heated saltwater pool. I mean, it's like sick, you know, and it's a really good price. And so I feel like, I mean, we're hanging out there, and then at the end of it, after the seller eventually leaves, he had to go do something. And then I was going to leave, and I realized, oh, where's the inspector? Let me just check. I forgot I had to pay him. I mean, it's a good thing I stuck around. And he's just going through the photos, and all the shit, all the problems he found. And, like, there's, like, a jacuzzi bathtub. And he's like, oh, I couldn't test this to see if it worked. I'm like, why not? And, like, this is a big point. Like, Lisa wants a fucking good bathtub. That's, like, a big deal for her. And
yeah, especially if it's, like, your, like, getaway vacation-y property, right? Like,
yeah. And he was like, oh, I couldn't find the drain stopper. And I text the seller. I'm like, the inspector couldn't inspect the tub because he couldn't find the drain stopper. And he's like, oh, it's under the sink. I'm sorry. And I'm like, you motherfucker, you could have tapped one of us on the shoulder and just been like, hey, where's the drain stopper?
Or texted or called or something like that. Yeah.
Like, he was like, oh, I didn't inspect the water heater. Why? Well, there's insulation around it. Why didn't you fucking tell the seller he was right here? You could have taken it off.
Yeah.
I mean,
At what point did the inspector, you know, what point did he decide he wasn't going to do his job today?
He was doing his most nitpicky bullshit. Like, and that's why, but certain things, he didn't even not tap someone on the shoulder and say, hey, I need to check this out. You know, like certain things are huge surprises. Like the gradient goes towards the house apparently, and it caused like, you know, water infiltration in the crawl space. So this crawl space is all on the list for the seller to fix. You know, there's a few things that I'm putting on the seller and there's a few things that are already in the contract, like the fireplace and the pool heater. Like certain things he's got to deal with, but other things I'm gonna deal with. You know, like I want to make this deal happen, but it's just like, you know. It's like there's a lot. I'm like stressing out because we want to close on the 24th, and everybody's telling me you can't do it. You can't close on the 24th. It never happens that fast. You know. Well, he wants to sell, and I want to buy. It's like, go fucking call your contractors. Get this shit done. Let's make the deal. And he's like telling me like, let's just get this done. I promise to fix things after closing. And I'm like, I'm not stupid. No thanks. You want your shit. You want your closing. You fix this stuff. You know. I didn't say it like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's a good time. So we are, before we actually had you come on, we were on the Transcraft Bumblebee, the first show note, which I was saying to Oscar how I don't like it. I don't think it looks that good. In vehicle mode, let me qualify that. I think in robot mode it looks fantastic, but vehicle mode, there's just too much going on. That, like, you know, it looks. Oscar said it perfectly. It looks like one of those toys that, like, when you try to get one panel back in place, like 4 more pop off and out of order.
It's a popper.
I don't think that the actual sculpt of the Volkswagen was really well captured. I said to to Oscar from hood forward, it looks great, but like once you throw in the windshield, it doesn't look so good.
Transcraft. So, okay. Is this a knockoff of MPMB?
I don't think so.
It looks a lot like it.
Let me see.
Where's my MPMB? I already got in the box, Oscar. This looks like MPMB.
I got MP Hound.
No, so it's not. If you, at least as far as I can tell, MPM Bumblebee doesn't have those cylinders on the roof at the back.
In alt mode, you're saying?
Yeah.
That just could be because it's just shitty hinges.
The sides of MPMB look way more like yours you can see where they're all kind of together on the MPMB. This one, the door is broken up into. Oh my God! I just noticed that the door is broken. The door itself is broken into 3 panels. where the hinge looks like it's on a weird door on the back. And I said the weathering on this, like, you know, we've taken with a grain of salt that this is a prototype, but, you know, the weathering on it doesn't make any sense currently. And I was saying to Oscar, as a prototype, I feel like it should have been hand painted, which means that, like, this shouldn't be an issue. So now I just feel like, you know, different batches of plastic are going to have different amounts of weathering, and different batches of plastic pieces get put together, and it's going to be a weird, weathered looking thing.
Okay, look in the chat.
Let me see.
Look in the chat. I mean, this bot mode is pretty damn good.
Oh my god, that looks like a knockoff.
That's the
not yours.
Yeah, but that's the 3.0B. This thing is pretty fucking close, the bot mode.
Oh yeah. The bot mode, it looks fantastic, without a doubt. So, and that's what I said to Oscar, is that I think the bot mode is superior. The alt mode is not very good.
Let's see. The alt mode. I can't believe the thing transforms. I mean, this knocks out. I mean, this beats Zeta. Didn't Zeta do one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pioneer, I believe it's called.
Okay, so they dirtied it up. They might as well increase that. See, that's why you can't tell. Is that just different colored plastic? That little passenger door that's too narrow, or is that just failed dirty work?
Exactly. You can count 4 different colors of yellow going from just where the doors are back.
They've got to dirty it up even more. Just dirty it up and hide it all. You know.
I feel like if you were looking at this vehicle mode, looking at robot mode, you have to be very careful how you bend things, because I feel like panels are gonna pop off, or a leg will get mistransformed. You know.
Well, look at that rear wheel. That rear wheel is tilting inwards, man. There's something funky going on with this figure.
Yeah, I think if you're getting it for the robot mode more than the Volkswagen. It's like it turns into something that kind of looks like the Volkswagen B. You know.
Something tells me if you want to transform this thing, you better buy 2. Because
you're probably not wrong. So.
Because what company is this? What company is this?
This is their first foray, man.
Yeah, well, I don't think it can be, right? Because look at that sculpt. But let's just say it's designers who trekked out on their own, right?
As you do.
Fucked by Keith, and they're getting omnigonics treatment on their materials. Do not transform this toy.
You know what isn't a popper? My MP Hound. Ain't that right, buddy? Yeah, I'm Hound. Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
You like them?
I love them, dude. Yeah. I do. I love this aesthetic. It works.
I see you got that Smokescreen Plus.
Yep.
Looks good.
I really like the looks of that Smokescreen Plus. I don't think I've ever really stopped to take a look at it. That's a pretty damn good looking smokescreen.
Well, I think that can bring us, the next subject can actually, bring us to an interesting discussion, considering what you said about MP smokescreen, MP Plus smokescreen, and where this is going. What's the next time? What's the next item?
Let's do it, Oscar.
Okay. Coming up next is on the official news, Starscream 3.0.
I've been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this since, MP11. I didn't get, and I got Thundercracker. Other than that, I think it was the Walmart Skywarp and the Target Starscream. I think.
Yep.
The Target
I know.
Starscream.
I got a crown and I got a cloak for him from you.
Yeah. I mean, these are what I have, and I never got anything past Thundercracker because I didn't care for. I knew there were quality issues, the Toys R Us reissue, and then a fucking $199 price tag for
for the Takara.
All exclusives, and I was like, no way, that was $79 at Toys R Us. I'm not gonna do it. And then Make Toys came out with theirs, and everybody's joshing it. And I'm like, hold. And then MP44 comes out with a Starscream head, and I'm like, hold. And then this comes out, and I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, we all knew this was coming, like without a doubt. We
hoped. I mean, it was like, you can imagine, come on, Hasbro would fuck you and just do a head and be like, no. I could see them not doing it.
That's true. That's true.
my big concern is with the path they went, because like as much as I love my MP Hound, which I recently got, that's this episode's title. Justin Oscar got an MP Hound. My fear with this is in reference to like your MP44 review, which everyone should check out.
RX6 reviews.
Over at T2RX6 on YouTube. My fear is, are they going to over-engineer this too?
And Grinder.
Grinder.
He does the naked with the camera facing him.
Mm-hmm. You don't even see the figure.
Are they going to over-engineer the hell out of this too? Like, are you going to have to explode an arm to fold it away?
I would love that.
Because my whole thing is like, I have the Maki Toys Thundercracker. That's the only one. Because man, I went shopping for that Starscream and Skywarp. Oh no, no sir. It's a good $600 for those two if you're fucking froggy.
No, Oscar, when I fart, I'm a Thundercracker.
Mm.
And then, what was it? You said that same thing to me, but it was about my ass cheeks.
Yes.
Thunderclash. It was Thunderclash.
Yeah, that's Thunderclash. That's different.
Yeah,
that's when you do. That's when you do the Nacho Libre butt squeeze, but you do it real fast. It is a clap.
But my thing is, if they do this, like, what is, or because their Beast Wars are up there in price tags, so are their their regular G1 line of stuff. So if they redo the Seekers, are we looking at like a $200-$300 price point? It's got to be over $300 because remember the Takara Mall exclusives were $200 a pop, just about.
How much was MP44? Was how much?
$400 and change.
How much was Megatron?
I think it was
like $250, something like that.
Yeah,
I think.
And Hound, how much was Hound, Oscar?
Hound, well, he was listed for $159. I got mine for like $120.
Oh shit, you might be right. These things might be near. See, Reason would say $230, but I think they're gonna be like $260. I think if you get them early, you'll get them for $240 and change. And if you pay,
MP Hound is $160 right now for a relatively small figure.
Oof, but if I could see maybe you'll be like, I got them for $246 if you're lucky, maybe even $250 something. But if you pay the U.S. retailer price, it's probably $299. It really, I can see that, and it's gonna suck. And that's what I was gonna say. I'll wait for the KO. I'll wait for the IT to do it. I'm not paying $299. And then you can have people going, why don't you just fucking pre-order it on Amazon Japan? There's no down payment. I got mine for $250. I'm still a douchebag paying $247.99 for the thing, But I can't see it being cheaper than $250.
No, I don't think so. I think you would be lucky to see it $200, but I definitely think you're seeing it at $250 before you see it for that.
Now Now look, I want it to be over engineered as fuck. But I want it to be like I'm enjoying this like Toon-esque aesthetic, right?
Exactly.
We have 3 aesthetics at this point. We have 4. You've got MP01 or MP1 to MP09, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have not even. It's like MP01 to MP07, and then you've got MP08, which is in its own universe, and MP09 is in its own universe. Then MP10 was a standard. Then MP10 ran all along until what we hit about not bad. What the fuck is Backdraft's real name?
Inferno.
I love Backdraft.
That's where I think the cartoon aesthetic really started kicking in.
Right. So then you have this purist. I would call it the purist, approach. And then you had Sunstreaker hit, and they're like, all right, it's Toon, but he's got superb articulation, and some of the sculpt will suffer for that. Or he came out before Megatron, right? I believe so.
Yes.
But right, yeah. But then that followed through. Now Megatron, Hound is pretty clean though, isn't he? Bumblebee is like that. RC is going to be like that, even though she's pretty clean. But is Hound pretty clean? I think he's pretty clean, right?
He's pretty clean. There's not a lot of kibble.
Right, but I mean, look at Starscream. I can't imagine Starscream. I think for the most part he may be clean, but there's going to be parts that are not because they want him to be articulated well. So it's this amalgamation of Toon accuracy, yet. So instead of sacrificing Toon accuracy for a realistic approach like with the MP10 genre, it's Toon accuracy sacrificed in places for superb articulation. I'm fine with that because it's You see that in the cartoon. You just don't see the joints. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I really dig it. That's why I'm not personally. People love the MP Plus stuff, and personally, it's not my gig. Just because I like how it looks, but I know just the I'm used to a certain level of like articulation, or I expect a certain level, and I'm not always happy even to date, in how things present that way. But I don't want to get something. I think if they're doing the Seekers, they're doing the Dotson brothers, and I'll bet you they're doing them next. If they hit gold with these Seeker molds, you're gonna see the Dotson, because it's one fucking mold. Just like this is one fucking mold, and they're gonna get rich on it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Why wouldn't they redo the Dotson mold? They milked
it. When
they milked it, they got the MP Plus versions out there, right? Just like they did with the Seekers. They milked that.
You're going to also see him double back to Sideswipe in Red Alert. I'm sure you'll see that too.
Yep.
Anything you can do to get multiple characters out of one mold. I don't think you see a new tracks for a long time, if ever.
No.
Well, you got Road Rage, and then the Nemesis version of him.
Oh.
Yeah.
For tracks, you got 3 molds out of him also.
But what's funny is they did not do MP Plus versions of the MP11 mold, which is interesting. So maybe they won't do the Dotson, which I don't understand. I mean, a lot of people love the mold. I love them. They're still on my shelf, but I can see them being updated into this new this style.
Though, the thing about the MP11 mold, though, I don't know if it lends itself to having that tune accurate style, because the mold itself doesn't look that close. Like the smoke screen and stuff with the MP Plus, I get where you can say it's different and everything, but it looks better in the MP Plus mode than I think Starscream would end up looking. It doesn't work right. Like the robot itself doesn't even look right. That's the one thing that MP or the Make Toys Starscream really sold for me is for a while I was no, I don't need these. I bought one and I sold it, and I was I don't need these. I don't need them. And then I'm I kind of need them, because you start seeing these little things that just didn't work right with the MP mold, like the cockpit sitting above the shoulders, things like that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if you made it hyper tune, it would look super awkward. Even more awkward than it does. Now, the thing about this 3.0 Starscream, I get you on the over-engineering. I want that articulation and stuff like that, but I am not 100% sure I would even, maybe I'd get the first one to check it out, but I don't know if I replace my Seekers, because the Make Toys ones are really good, and, I only see a silhouette here, but I don't know if I love the silhouette. Look at the airplane. I feel like you can see so much of the robot mode.
Looks like an aerial bot.
Yeah, you see so much of his chest and stuff underneath, and even the original MP Starscream kind of hid. Yes, you saw the red bits of the robot mode, but it didn't kind of look like the robot's right there necessarily, So, I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing. Back to the whole idea of why we didn't have MP Plus versions of the Seekers. Really quick. I think they might have just gone to this. How many versions of the Seekers were there? There were the Seekers, the Coneheads, and then Acid Storm and Sunstorm, right? They never did a Hot Link. They never did Hot Link, the hot dog.
Yeah, the ones on the internet have always been custom.
So that's 3 Coneheads and then 2 more. So that's 5 more. So that's 8 uses of one mold. If the Dotsons had 8 uses of one mold, maybe we never would have seen the MP Plus versions because of mold degradation.
That's also possibly true. Yeah.
Hold on, the Dotsons had 5 uses for that mold.
Oh, right. You had the Silver Street.
They had the Diaclone and then the actual Silver Street.
But you didn't have 8. There's a breaking point. There's got to be a breaking point at some point. Maybe with the Seekers, they were just new one, that's the MP Plus. Holy fuck, the mold is just making Jero. It just looks like ambrosia. So that might be it. Who knows? But I get what you're saying. I looked at that alt mode. I saw Aerial Bot, which is not. They're not supposed to look like that.
Yeah, like I even went back and looked at to try to find Make Toys Starscream in his jet mode, and like I even saw pictures of the original, the original in the MP11 version of Starscream, and like it's cleaner in jet mode than that one is from just the silhouettes, So I don't know.
But and I think one thing is airplanes are like it's a wonderful way to display your toy. Airplanes are special, I feel, and I love them. And flight stands, I think maybe it's the flight stands or whatnot. I hope it comes with a flight stand. But if you tell me you've released, a new version and that alt mode is an evolution, I want it. Not the alt mode, the bot mode is an evolution, I want it. I would be surprised if the alt mode suffers. The silhouette says it does. But who knows? I mean, honestly, who knows? I don't know. Do the alt modes in any of the new aesthetic style suffer? Sunstreaker does not. Prime doesn't suffer. Hound looks great. Megatron is great. It's panel-y, but it's good. What else is there? I mean, so if this suffers, it'll be the first one that suffers.
Yeah. The only thing is though, so. I feel like, and I don't think that we're wrong. It's gonna be $250 or more. Yeah. Do you want to spend $1,000 on Seekers?
No. I'll spend $600. I'll get the 3. I've been waiting for this day, Justin, and I think I'm the only person ever doing it. I think no one else is gonna get all 3, except.
I don't know. As long as they come up a pre-order over at thechosenprime.com, make payments on your pre-orders.
Okay. So let's conservatively say $250, right? So 2 of them are $500. 3 of them is $750. So you're at $750 for just the 3. And then if they retool this a little, times 2 for cone heads, like $1,500 on six jets that we already have, most of them in ridiculously too inaccurate quality.
And interestingly enough, the inventory doesn't seem to dry up as quickly as third party. So the secondary market value isn't really there.
That's true.
Except your fucking Hound. Jesus Christ.
Fucking love Hound. You know what I like to see? I like to see Maki Toys troll Hasbro and Takara. My phone farted. When they get ready to release this, have Maki Toys reissue the original 3 Seekers from their line. Like, oh, you want to buy that for $250? What about ours? $100 cheaper, $150. Yeah, reissue.
No, I don't think they don't want to bring the hammer. They don't want to bring the hammer. They're barely fucking treading water, man. They wouldn't survive one slap. They really wouldn't.
Yeah,
I want to see Make Toys. I want to see them do well, even though I have an issue with how they have conducted things in the past. I don't want to see third-party life to be only fans' toys with ex-trans bots eating the scraps. I want to see healthy competition. I want Make Toys to do well.
I do too.
No, you don't. You hate them. You love Hound.
I'm just waiting for them to release their last 2 cone heads. They better.
They're not going to. His name was Endgame.
No, I think they're going to at some point.
It was Endgame. They were broke. Everyone knew they were broke, and then they released Endgame.
I don't know. I mean, it also is just it's Easter egg, so I don't know. I think that's a conspiracy theory. So
I don't know. I'm gonna get them, and I'm probably going to get the cone heads because I don't think they're. See, here's the catch for me. Here's the issue I have, fellas. The only thing that could supersede a Hasbro Takara, me going in on all of the Seekers they release at the version 3, is if Fans Toys does it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, Fans Toys will not be as articulated as this. This articulation on the Takara will be better, hands down. So maybe Fans Toys has come out and said, Dalan that guy, he said they were doing everything. They had plans for every G1 character. So, they've got a cone head in their pocket, especially now that they've hit the aerial bots. They've worked out some engineering for it.
That is true.
So, do you do look, maybe I wouldn't be see, the thing is, they wouldn't hit with the cone heads, they'd hit with fucking Starscream. You know? Do I want to have 12? You know, I'll tell you what though, Fans Toys would be cheaper than Takara. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm. The company, the probably $billion company that owns their own factories and all that stuff, is more expensive than the little guy.
Yeah.
Dear Shattered Cast, how dare you accuse Hasbro of being a multi-billion-dollar company? Kindly kiss my right ass cheek and make the left one jealous. Yours truly, Rabid Listener.
People complain about Fans Toys pricing, and then they go ahead and fork over the Takara Hasbro money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll pay all of it. You know, but it's just funny. You kind of just get used to what you're used to paying.
My favorite is seeing those reactions when people resell Fans Toys figures for the increased value. So they're like, "Oh my god, that's so expensive! It's like 3 Hasbros."
I love when people are like you know, in the groups, you get people who are like, in search of a Magnum. They're sold out. All the pre-orders are sold out. Not fair. It's like, douchebag. Those fucking pre-orders were posted like a while ago. Where the fuck have you been?
They are posted months before that figure actually comes out. I will admit, I had an opportunity to jump on a pre-order for Fans Toys Sovereign on a Chosen Prime.
And you passed.
Huh?
Passed.
Can't hear you.
You passed?
Yeah, I did.
I'll be honest with you. The only one that disappointed me a little is that the whatever the drag strip is. I was like, how the is this
Smokey?
Smokey. How is Smokey sold out at like the Chosen Prime? Because that's where I was getting it from. I'm like, how is he sold out here? Like on like day one of being put up for pre-order. So like, yeah.
Chosen Prime's real popular.
Yeah. Well, I had to put my pre-order in elsewhere, which is fine. It's weird because I got the rest of them no problem, and then that one I'm like, never run into this problem.
Well, it's because now people are, you know, it's just game recognizing game, like, oh, these are really good. Oh my god, oh, they don't suck. Oh, Jesus Christ, I gotta get them all. And of course, people want to sit there and open their own side business, so they order like 2 or 3, you know, and that's how those sellouts happen. We're going to be covering that also because that was the downfall with one of the bits in our news program.
Wait, hold on. Before you move on, wait, really quick. I want to also pick your brains about something about this MP version 3 Starscream. What accessories would you like to see with this?
I would like to see blast effects for the null rays.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like the ziggy zaggy ones, right? Like the
Yep.
Not a Kabumi one.
I would like to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing some like thruster effects also. From
you can make the Kabumi ones, but just make them plug into the thrusters on the jet, just like the New Age. So
just like the Siege Jetfire, you know.
I would like to see each one of these guys comes with a part of a space bridge.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, no.
That'd be smart. That'd be actually really smart.
Jesus Christ, the most massive build an accessory ever when it comes to Transformer fandom. That'd be some shit.
Justin, that'd be really smart actually. Buy them all.
I would like, so this is totally for no particular reason, but I mean, it has no sense in the fandom, but I would like to see a Cobra Commander head for him. Because why the hell not?
That is true. Or at least have a little figurine of the Serpent, right?
Yeah.
In his little trench coat.
Yeah, the old Snake or whatever. That was his name.
Yeah, Old Snake. There was his name, yeah. Why'd I call him the Serpent? Jesus
I think that'd be cool. I'm down with that.
You know, have a little figurine that comes with him. Just like Raul came with Trax, and he was like, oh, Raul, what are you doing? I was
I think an old Snake would be cool.
All right, so if we're going to go out there, we're going to go that far afield with it and like really do that kind of thing. I like that idea a lot. What about, in addition to the blast effect, you had a head repaint that like did the lighting and shadow for when he's blasting his blaster?
Ah, yeah. Like
that'd be cool.
Because you get that in the cartoon a lot when they'd go like their fucking heads light up and shit from the blast.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't want. Listen, charge me the same amount of money and just invest it in paint, articulation, materials, and engineering. Give me something cool. Give me a flight stand. Do something like blast effects.
Oh, flight stands need to be on there, and they need to be articulated more than just. So like the MP.
One level.
The original MP Starscream had the one that just kind of pegged in, and then like the MP11 mold, they didn't give any flight stand. I'm like, what the hell? You know, like you should.
That's true.
I'm sorry. I just pictured like a gimmick on the flight stand, like a catapult. I can push a button and it fucking
right when you launch it. Right when you launch it, the robotic voice comes out. Did you ever see $250 fly across the room? And it launches it.
It goes yeet.
Can you imagine the post on Facebook? Son of a bitch, fucking flung my Starscream across the room and killed my dog.
That's how Takara plans to get more purchases of the mold.
What's gray, blue, and flies across the room and costs you $250? Me, and it just launches it.
Do you guys want to see any kind of voice stuff built in? Like, I feel like it cripples the figure.
I would like to see some voice chip, like at least like in the stand, right? Hit a button on the stand, not on the figure.
Yeah, they should be investing in stands like Hot Toys does and Flame Toys does. Make the flight stand like that and put electronics in it. Mm-hmm. Don't give us another Doc Arc-Evil. Don't do that shit. Don't give us little holographic pilots. Invest it in the stand. Make it sick, like Justin said. Good articulation, and like Oscar said.
Yeah, you know that's right. That's how. So I don't want you to. If you put sounds in it, I don't want to see it in the figure. Put it in the flight stand.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? That flight stand is a great platform that it can just sit on. You know, like make it look like something that would kind of make sense, like the ground of the Nemesis, something like that. You know,
or the space bridge if it's turned on its side.
There you go.
Just like New Age.
And then just put a little sound chip thing in there, so it doesn't have to compromise the robot at all. It's a brilliant idea.
Absolutely. That's a really good idea. I mean, I would totally be behind that. I would still want an old Snake figurine though.
Yeah, I would like the old Snake figurine just to. Let's go ahead and honor Chris Latta, because why not? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a novel idea, right? Mm-hmm. This wouldn't be the first time that's been done with the sound effects and the flight stand at all. Just, I just feel like they just justify the price by throwing in cheapo accessories that are sculpted interestingly. Mm-hmm. Don't give that to me.
Yeah, I don't need like an Optimus Prime type head, something like that. Like I don't need that stuff. Like.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Do not give me a Megatron gun. Do not.
Exactly. I don't need that either.
Wasn't that like that was with the Yes Model Seekers, the knockoffs. They all came with a fucking Megatron gun.
So did the real ones.
All the originals did as well.
Did they really? Okay.
Yeah, they all came with holographic. They all came with holographic pilots, and it's just like, don't give us shit. What else was it? They all came with. It was the holographic pilots, the Megatron gun. Is that it?
It sounds about right.
Yeah, the missiles, the null rays.
Oh yeah, they had the missiles and the null rays. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just stick to the basics, man. Yeah. Sorry about that. I just wanted to talk about accessories with you guys.
No, that was a good.
I think that's a good question.
I do want the catapult though.
Me too. I want that voice activated catapult. Prepare to lose $250, human worm. No, wait, no. Flies it across the room.
Bank account. Retreat.
All right, so moving on to the next subject here. We have a Popsicle Prime model kit. All right, this is getting ridiculous now. I'm a fan of Flame Toys.
Jolly Ranchers.
Okay. I love their model kits. I have their Prime. I have their Drift. I have their Megatron. All right, I have their Starscream. I repainted a Starscream into an Acid Storm a while ago. There is no need for a quote ghost unquote version of Optimus Prime from the IDW style. There's no need for that. It's so fucking dumb.
I would have rather seen them actually go all out and kind of retool just a little bit. Like you could have redone it and make like make like the Prime from like Dark Resurrection, was it? Like where like part of his face is missing. Like I think that's cool. Like that's one of the Primes that stands out to me most from my childhood is the, you know, that resurrection of Optimus Prime type thing where he was all just like jacked up. Like that would be cool. But like
the zombie Prime, yeah.
Yeah, like clear Prime is just kind of, it's a weird decision.
In my mind, there's only one clear like figure that is reminiscent of the show, and it's Starscream.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and give me a gray one, and that's Prime. Did they do the gray? Did they do the sleep mode?
No. Did they do the what now?
Sleep mode?
No.
No, but I mean, IDW Prime, did he have a sleep mode? Did he die?
No, I don't think so. No, he died during a Unicron comic.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers for something that happened like 2 years ago.
Spoilers.
Or a year ago, whatever. Someone will correct me. But no, they never made a sleep mode. Amazon's exclusive is a Earthrise Optimus Prime sleep mode where he's all gray and damaged up. You know.
Who needs it clear? What's the point of this?
I don't know.
Just you shut your mouth. You shut your whole mouth.
I thought the whole gimmick of the clear. I remember these from like the CHMS days. Justin, you remember those?
Yep.
You remember that, Robert, at all?
No. What is that?
They were a knockoff company, basically that knocked off the like official molds and did weird things with them. Like there was the classic Sideswipe and Sunstreaker, and then they made like Clampdown and the other one and things like that out of them. And then they had the Optimus Prime molds, and they made them in clear, and they made them in like, you know, all kinds of different things. Like you name it, they probably had a version of it. The powered convoy from Japan, things like that.
They were called Colds, KOLD, knockoff Lucky Draws. Yeah. That's what that's where I think that translucent like stuff really started kind of like taking off, because they did all the Seekers, and I understood because, you know, G1 episode, season 3, Starscream came back as a ghost, blah blah blah. And then he started doing Skywarp and Thundercracker, which made no sense. And then I remember those things had notorious bad like QC, like you couldn't bend the knees because it would snap right in half.
I had one of them. I had one. I actually had two of them, I think. So.
And everybody was buying them to troop build for like the Rain Seekers. Yeah, like that's what this reminds me of. And I really think it's a waste of their talent. They could have moved on to another character. You know.
Well, you know,
they
I mean, they paid for the license, right?
Yeah, so I guess they're gonna milk it for what it's worth, and I understand. But this is just that's gonna like shelf form at a Barnes and Noble or any online retailer.
Well, and that type of thing actually makes me wonder, like, what does that do for you with the license? Like, at this point, you're probably like, well, fuck it, you know, we already have all the molds and stuff in place. Producing them is relatively low cost per unit, so if anything, it's just an attempt to recapture, you know, some extra funds or extra profits off of it, I assume, you know. But like, does that come back negatively at all? Like, does like, you know, does like a Hasbro representative be like, I noticed that your stuff is just not popular with people, we opt not to renew your license, you know? Like, does it, can that, I assume that could happen, right?
Yeah. No, for sure, you're right. That is a
well, like, look how many times they've done a Prime. They've done the attack mode Prime in both red and then in the Shattered Glass variant. Then you had the IDW Prime, who they did in classic red, and then of course they did a Nemesis Prime variant, and now they have the G1 Prime coming out, which still looks awesome. But now they're doing this. Like, wouldn't that G1 Prime fit better as a translucent?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then there was a while where they were selling. I haven't heard of it, but like they were selling them already assembled.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We talked about it here. It was a stupid thing to do. They were selling the Optimus Prime assembled, and he had like light wear and shit, and dumb.
Transformers assemble.
You know, so.
Mega Thanos must die.
I am inevitable. Well, I think we're fucking done with this one. That's for fucking sure.
But Matt's buying it. I think people.
Oh, he's definitely buying it. Matt's into everything clear.
Many people will get it. It's a niche market. So, you know what? If they earn back some of their money, God bless. The problem is, what Justin said, they may be damaging their ability to pick up more licenses with Hasbro because of this if the sales are poor. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm. And, like, you know, maybe it doesn't work that way, but I don't know. I just feel like it might. So
it may. It might not just might. It may. It might may.
It may perhaps.
If you say in May that it might may.
Well, let's move on to Gigawatt, Giga
Giga sold out in apparently 4 seconds.
Giga Scalp.
Yeah, well, I'm going to touch on that.
And the question, so the question is also, I want to point out, Oscar, it's probably Giga who, because it's gigawatts in the movie, but his name is Gigawatt, and so the question is, well, is his name Gigawatt or Gigawatt? You know, so
aren't they gigawatts? They're not gigawatts, but in the movie they say gigawatts.
They do.
What is the Mandela effect already?
You know what? Just like this guy's chest says, why?
Mm-hmm. So I like this. I think it's cool. I'm okay.
Okay, so I think this is amazing. It's really a smart way to retool a mold already. That's a pretty good mold for their classics line.
Mm-hmm.
Pure genius. But I was watching a video by Rodimus Primal. There's another non-cool table network transformer individual.
Hot Rodimus Optimus Optimus Primal Magnum.
No, he's not one of those type of people.
I think I need to change my YouTube name to Primal Magnum. Just feel like it's this.
Primal Magnum Prime Tron Extreme Lord Goddo. No, but I was watching
Attack Mode Prime.
Shut up. I was watching Rodimus Primal's video.
Optimal Rodimal.
And he said what a lot of people were saying about how this sold out so quick was at Walmart.com. Walmart doesn't give a damn. First off, Hasbro only made it. Shut up, man. First off, he said Hasbro only made 1,985 units of this.
Mm-hmm. So that is true. But okay, so let me go ahead.
So the issue with this is there was that set number made, but also on the Walmart website when this went up for pre-order, people could pre-order up to 12 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-order Prime.
He's still fucking on that.
I don't know if you. I also don't know if you looked at all, Oscar, but like the day that they came out, or up on Walmart, they are now on eBay for like $700. I'm like,
oh my god, dude! I've seen them over 1,000, like $1,800 for this fucking thing. That is insane. Like that's statue money right there.
Insane as Prime. I can't stop myself. Help me.
That is. I think letting Robert in on the call was a mistake. This is going down fast. This plane is tail spinning.
Help me, tail spin him as Prime.
Oh, god damn it. It's got me crap. No, but so that's the thing that probably contributed to them being sold out like they were. Now,
right. Now you've limited shout out to 1985. You've taken it from if everybody orders 12, like you end up making like 100 people could order. Just like a little more than that, but you get my point. Yep. Like you've drastically cut the number of people that can get their hands on it. So
supposedly Hasbro was going to redo the pre-orders again.
Well, so I want to point out, and so this is what I read and what I understand based on this thing is that this particular one is a limited number release. I can't find details that say what's actually going to be different about any of them, but they said that there is going to be like a mass market release like the Ectotron got on Hasbro Pulse and other retailers. I think they said other retailers, but definitely Hasbro Pulse in October. So like for anyone who's stupid enough to pick this up for $700, $1,000. The only thing I can confirm so far that's different is it's going to have a number of 1985 on the front of the box, or maybe on the license plate on the actual figure.
Yeah, it's on the box itself. It says like 01 of 1985.
Yeah, and I think it might be on the actual figure itself too. But that's the only thing I can confirm is different. But they did say there is going to be a Hasbro Pulse release in October. So
October, Miss Prime.
October, Miss Prime.
God damn it!
Why does he have googly eyes?
They're goggles.
It's supposed to be like Doc Brown's goggles.
Okay. It looks just like googly eyes, though. It looks like a pug.
They could make a deluxe rung if they could do that, but
Pugimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
This looks good, though. This really does look good.
I think it's fun. I do think that like the chest is not necessarily the best thing I've ever seen. Like he's a wide.
What?
He's a wide, derpy little bot, right? Like without a doubt.
Working out, bro. It's chest day, bro. Do it.
Yeah.
I work on my abs. I work them down into the side.
But
no pecs.
I do so, and I also hope that I hope someone comes out with a third-party upgrade kit for this thing that you can take off that flux capacitor and get like a little working flux capacitor on his chest, because I think that'd be super cool.
That'd be pretty neat. Yeah.
So get on it, third party.
One there, Professor.
I wish you could feed it garbage. Make it work.
So the one thing I couldn't tell when you look at the pictures, is this just cast out of that like metallic-y silver plastic?
It looks like it's dirty.
Or is it painted, or like what is it? Like, well, so the real DeLorean is stainless steel, right? Like, and it has this like the similar type of finish, but I can't tell if it's just the plastic or if this, picture 5 where it says gigawatt 5. That one there shows kind of the close up of the bot's face and the chest, and like I can't tell if it's painted or if it's just cast that way. Like it kind of looks cool.
It might just be.
It looks dry brush.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That alt mode. I mean, is this guy like the salesman for the Waffle House?
Yeah. So that's my second complaint about this is I don't understand why they did what they did with the windshield, because it looks atrocious. Like
that's horrible.
I think if you were going to have this much stuff behind the windshield, your best bet would have been just to black out the windshield.
Or put a fucking sticker on it with like lightning effects. Just cheese it up or something. Yeah. This isn't. I'd rather cheese because that has like a kitschy factor. If you block that out, it looks sick. It looks sick. They can put green paint on it and stuff and black paint. I mean, I assume they can do something. This must be hand painted, right? But you black out, you just cover your fingers over the windshield, but then you look at the windshield, like, wow, it cheapens the whole thing.
Yeah.
It ruins
Don't worry, repro labels will probably fix that, and that will also cost $900 per sticker set.
Not that expensive. They can really fuck you. They can be like, it'll be $900 for the
and it's limited to 1985 pieces.
Yeah. You could have 14 in your cart at one time. Pre-order them.
Oh my god, that'd be sick.
I love the poster though, but like I've been seeing on Twitter a lot of people saying, "Why is he stepping out of himself?" And it's like, oh, here we go.
Wait, where's that? Oh, okay.
It's literally like they photoshopped a photo of his alt mode, him stepping out of it with the door up, which I hope that can be done on this unit. I mean, I don't see pictures of it, so I don't think it is.
Yes, there is.
He comes with the hook.
Yeah, I see it. Number 3. Never mind. Sweet.
Comes with the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it comes with the hook they made when he was in the 50s in part 2.
I don't understand. He's stepping out of himself like Marty, but he's wearing Doc Brown's fucking goggles. Why does he have a waffle in his windshield? The world may never know him as Prime.
It always makes me laugh when like people just can't like take something, just like see that it's just for fun. I
love the hook.
Mm-hmm.
It really does a good job. I love that.
Now, is his gun because his gun has a peg in the end? Is this gun also supposed to double as like? Is it supposed to double as like where you would put garbage in it?
Yes,
like in...
the Mr. What was it? It was like Mr. like Trash or Mr. something.
They should call it the Hasbro Idea Machine.
It pretty much is.
Can we waffle it? Yes, we can. We will waffle the fuck out of it.
The wheels flip down.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there is a lot of love put into this little toy, and it's it's a shame. Like, it's a shame that the waffles in the windshield are so apparent. Like, I just don't get the decision. Like, why wouldn't you just cast it out of a different color then? Like, why would you?
Black it
Like,
out.
it's so apparent. Like, do you think someone's be like, it doesn't have clear windows? Like, I can't see out of it. Like,
Christ, Justice. That's a dead-on Robert impression.
What, Matthew?
Hi, everybody.
It's not waffles. That's techie stuff. Just squint a little bit.
Right, because that's what the real car looked like. You know, like ridiculous.
Spells out Roll Tide.
I would rather a sticker with Marty McFly like smushed up on the windshield. I don't care anything, but black it out. Just black it out. You're right, or just smoky something.
Yeah, just hide the waffles. Like, why you made them so readily apparent? I'll never understand. I really won't.
What a shame. Because Oscar's right. Repro labels will fix that. But listen, if you spend $1,000 on this, are you going to slap a repro label on it?
Fuck no, because then you're gonna risk. You're worried that like it's gonna do something to the plastic if you ever wanted to take it off or something like that, and it's not gonna be worth your $1,000. You think it's worth?
You spend $1,000 on this. Are you even going to break the tape on the box?
That you'd be surprised. There are people that won't do that.
Would you?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay $1,000 for a fucking Hasbro figure.
If you did for this, knowing that it would just maybe, it's not going to go up past that, right?
I'm sorry, it was Mr. Fusion, in Back to the Future, and it was powered by garbage. That's why I was.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Hasbro. You should call it Mr.
Good job, Justin. I could always trust you to back up Hasbro. Roll Tide.
Look, anybody who invests in stocks should know that right now you're in a bubble. Sell your toy. Sell it for $700. You can flip it. Do it because you can buy it again for $60.
Yeah, if you think that Hasbro is really gonna limit this to 1,985 pieces, like, you are sorely mistaken. So, I'm sorry. Like, there's going to be one limited release that somehow tells you it's limited, and then that's that,
I'll tell you right now, I know what Hasbro is going to do. I know right now. I'll tell you, look at the photo, the last photo. That last photo tells you the difference in packaging between this release and the following release.
Yeah, where it just says whatever of 1985.
No, the sticker, 2020.
2020. You may be right.
That's it. It's the fucking sticker. That's it. Giga what? Giga waffle?
Yeah.
Oh, Hasbro. See, I love it. I do love it, but not the waffle.
Yeah, I'll get it. Like, I'm sad I missed out on the Walmart thing, but I'm not really surprised I did.
Wait,
but 100% without a doubt, I would pick up the Hasbro Pulse one, assuming it's readily available, which I can't imagine it's not. Sorry, I don't think that's going to happen. So, I think that this is going to suffer the same fate as the Ectotron, which is just that, like, people are going to get them, and there's going to be people who are going to be disappointed with it in the end, because it's just a Hasbro Deluxe. It's a retool of Sideswipe, as people are saying. And, the people will want to get rid of it. I'm sorry. Maybe not the original 1985 of them, but the rest of them, I think so.
So the plate, is that just the sticker on the box? Or is
That's
that
what I'm not sure. So, I couldn't tell if it's only the sticker on the box or if there's going to be a plate somewhere on the toy that's going to say that too. But I don't know.
This isn't the fucking, like, Federal Reserve. Come on. If I could make $1,300 selling this, you don't think if I was a scammer I couldn't just fudge up a sticker?
Well, I mean, the actual toy itself has a license plate on it that says out of time.
But does it say, so it doesn't say 00010.
It just says out of time.
Where's the license plate on the toy?
It's on the box. Oh.
Image number 2.
Hold on.
Image number 2. I don't see it. No, it's not image number 2, Oscar. Liar, Miss Prime.
Gigawatt number 2.
Oh
sorry.
yeah, okay. I see it. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, it's there.
Where are you looking?
It's
scroll down.
It's gigawatt 2. Like after you get past the main pictures, they have more pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4. So.
I give up. Okay, hold on. Oh yes. Oh yes. That's the best view right there. With the Hasbro feeder.
And you know what? That's the thing where you may end up seeing a number on there. If there's any number, it might be like, you'll have a number instead of out of time. Yeah, congratulations. I'd rather have out of time.
Have you reviewed the Ectotron, Justin?
Yeah, think so. Pretty sure.
You think so? Jesus, dude, what a video library you must have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm considering buying one and maybe bringing back Big Dumb Toy Review for it just from one time.
It's a good. I like it. I think it's a good figure. It's obviously made out of a Combiner Wars figure, but I like it.
Yeah, Onslaught. Yeah.
It works better than it does than the MP Prime works. So
you should do a Big Dumb Toy Review and reenact the scene with the hook, but have it like maybe put a metal hook in it and just like vroom it towards a live wire.
No. Fuck no.
Well, it wouldn't catch on fire, though. It's grounded. It's not right. It's not.
No, I don't think it would.
No flames. We've put a mouse inside of it, though. The mouse might die. If you shove a hanger in the mouse and then roll it into the live wire, then the mouse will
We're going dark now, aren't we?
Okay, let's move on. Sorry. Darkness Prime.
Darkness Prime, so edgy.
MP Houndimus Prime.
All right, well, that's basically it. So, I mean, I know Justin's in. Robert's gonna buy all the eBay listings out right now.
I'm gonna buy it for $1,300 and send the fucking Bobby to break.
I'm just not gonna tell him any toys I'm getting anymore.
No, stop. I'm sure he didn't maliciously do that.
No, he did not.
Bobby, no instructions face.
I even wrote him a poem. You want to hear the poem?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me find the poem. It's my poem. Let's see. Where the fuck is
Excuse me one moment.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, here we go.
Oscar does not want to hear the poem.
Maybe I should have Oscar read it. Should I have Oscar read it? I'll put it in the notes. We do that?
You can do it.
Okay, discussion.
Why shouldn't we make Oscar read something? Oscar's good at reading things.
Bobby. His new name, by the way, is Bobby Breakface.
Bobby Breakface. That's fair.
Okay.
With the when I got the Blitzway Ghostbuster, he's like, you have to send them to me to review. I'm like, oh yeah, no.
No, that's okay. Buy your own shit for your channel.
Uh-huh.
Done, Bobby Breakface.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
The nerve to say you never would have noticed had I not told you. I'm like, motherfucker, the little bit you broke was in my poem. It was in my poem not to break that bit.
You very specifically told him not to do that.
But the funny thing is, we're driving out to Jersey yesterday.
Okay, sorry.
He calls me to say that, I don't know what he was just like, oh yeah, I'm shipping it back. I'm like, why are you calling me, man? He's like, oh, I was like, oh, I'm driving. He's like, oh, okay, I'll let you drive. Call me tomorrow. I'm hanging out with Laura tonight. And I'm sitting there thinking, we're driving, me and Lisa. I'm like, why did Bobby just call me? And I'm like, he said he broke the fucking toy. I'm like, Lisa, he broke it. He broke my Unicron. And I'm like, you know what? He chickened out and didn't want to tell me he broke it. He used the fact that I was on the road as an excuse to hang up the phone. And I fucking love driving. I called him back. And I'm like, he's like, hello? I'm like, you broke Unicron, didn't you? And he just started fucking laughing. He just started called him out. I knew it. Here, Oscar, you need to read the poem. Poem to Bobby Breakface. This is what I sent to him with the Unicron.
Where's it at?
It's in the notes.
Oh. All right.
He got this and read it with the unboxing. It's on his Patreon. Before he touched the toy, before he transformed it. And he broke it anyway.
Poem to Bobby Breakfaced. Please don't break my beautiful toy. We both know you're a reckless boy. With hands of ham and fingers of sausage, you hurry transformations like an impatient ostrich. Please be mindful of Warbotron plastic. Don't be a gorilla. Try to be scholastic. Watch out for the little city tip bits when you handle the shoulders in your dirty fingered blitz. I already broke one, and I fixed it with glue. The next one that breaks is all on you. This thing is sold out, so handle with care. As I mail this to you, I am very scared.
He fucking broke it anyway.
Doesn't he buy it, though? Wasn't that his, like, thing? If I break it up?
No, I'm not going to make him buy it. You know, it's fine. I got another one coming anyway.
What?
I ordered 2. I'll sell the one he broke. Like, hey, this is up for sale. It's sold out. Yeah, this one was broken by the legendary Bobby Fuckface.
Bobby Ham Skullface.
You get one signed by Bobby. He didn't sign it, but his signature's the breakage. $1,000.
Oh, dear.
All right, we have questions for Sancho.
Well, we'll do that one last. I actually want to read this first question to us sent by Mr. TJ Prudence. So, once again, we're sorry if I got your last name wrong, bud. So,
Petrus.
Is it Petrus?
I think so. Or Petrucci.
I don't know why I say Prudence. I'm fucking sorry, TJ. My apologies, man. So, dear Shattered Cast crew, regarding my question last week about obnoxious Transformers characters, it was indeed prompted by noticing what boils down to some of the child endangerment you point out last week. I couldn't stand Miko in Transformers Prime because she was actively went out of her way to wind up in hazardous situations. For a show with a more serious tone Transformers Prime had, it felt disingenuous that the team kept such a liability around and no negative consequences ever really came of it. With that said, this week's question is with all the Transformer crossover comics and figures we've been getting and see coming our way, what other franchise would you like to see have meet up with our favorite robots?
I don't understand the question.
The question is basically Transformers did a bunch of crossovers back in the day. They did one with Marvel. They did one with Star Wars, to my knowledge. I believe Animorphs kind of counts.
Yeah. They've done G.I. Joe.
Did they do G.I. Joe crossover? But that was like...
Yep.
Those weren't transforming figures, though.
No. They had the crossovers. There was... Yeah, it was... I think it was IDW. I can't remember if it was IDW or Dream. I'm pretty sure it was IDW. It was like 2000, and I'm just guessing here because I was in college.
Oh, wait,
like
that's the one with the shit artwork.
Yeah, so...
That's the one with the garbage artwork. Yeah, no, not that. I think he meant like toy-wise.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine. I still wouldn't mind seeing that crossover.
Yeah,
so.
I would like them to really kind of experiment with more like alien type of stuff. Not the movie Aliens, but more like Predator, for example. Oh, no, I said Predator. We just become demonetized on YouTube.
Why? To catch a predator?
Boy, that Chris Hansen's a mess. Boy, I could tell you stories. But I would like to see them tackle the Predator franchise.
I think that'd be cool. I want to see in the next crossover that they make, you know, like Gigawatt and Ectotron. I want to see an A-Team bin.
Yeah. They can transform into Ironhide.
Another obvious one. I want to see Kit from Knight Rider.
Okay. Wind Charger.
I know this, and this is all totally all 80s nostalgia stuff. The helicopter from Airwolf. It has no name, I don't think.
Okay.
But I want to see that.
Matt would say Mask right now.
I want to say Mask, man. That Roll Tide.
So the only I want to see G.I. Joe cross with Mask. Like, I want to see Mask get a re-release as a G.I. Joe, like, subline more than anything. Because, you know, like, Mask, I don't need to see, like, a transforming Switchblade or something like that. Like, let me rephrase it. I don't need to see a Switchblade that transforms to a robot as much as I just want to see, like kind of a modern revival of the kind of like the Transformers weaponizers, right? Wasn't that what they were called? They like, or Mech Tech. Was it Mech Tech? I can't remember. Yeah, well, yeah, it's trash. But like, if you have a figure that can, accommodate a small like GI Joe, like scaled down GI Joe character like Mask, and like the vehicle
Headmaster?
transforms into something cool. I don't need it to turn into a robot. I just want to see it turn into cool vehicles.
I got one for you.
You mean like a Headmaster?
Not even. I wouldn't even say as small as a Headmaster. Like, honestly, like I really think the mask line. You know how they had like, I guess their figures were like 2.5, 3 inch maybe. Like they were half of a GI Joe size basically.
Right.
And like, why don't you make GI Joe like that and make the vehicles that scale? Like, because GI Joe's like, the vehicles are so damn important to GI Joe. Like, let's go ahead and make some small GI Joe vehicles with small. I don't need to have a million points of articulation on any figure. Like a couple points of articulation is good. Give me elbow, give me ball jointed shoulders, give me hips and knees, and a head. Like, that's fine. Let them hold a weapon, and let's make a little mini line, a small line of GI Joes. So
I got one for you. This is an amalgamation of Beast Wars and Target Masters and Breast Wars. Breast Wars wasn't a thing, but what are they called? Breast
Masters.
Breast Masters.
Mm-hmm.
He-Man. Fucking He-Man. Can you imagine that?
That would be an interesting thing to pull off, just because that is Mattel,
Exactly. But we're talking Fantasyland, entitled nerds.
Oh yeah,
but
sure.
You got He-Man's sword. You've got Battle Cat. You've got Man at Arms. He could be like fucking Target Master Supreme. You've got fucking Ram Man, the armor. Fucking what's a Beast Man? Like think about all the different fuckers that could like have integrated Transformers. But
they would just take many faces and just shoehorn him into a Blitzwing. They're like, that's good. It's done.
Just a repaint.
Castle Grayskull would just transform into a giant fucking robot. It would be Castle Metroplex Skull.
I'd actually like to see what Matt's answers to this question would have been.
Scorponok Mountain.
Because I feel
Let's go back to Maskal. That was a good one. I like Mask.
I feel like the WWE crossovers with
WWE.
Yeah, like that crossover with Masters of the Universe right now is like, that's like it would be his type of thing. I don't know. So
that is some shit though. They're selling pretty good supposedly.
That's what I've heard.
That is, they got a fake, like they had a He-Man faker. Now they got a John Cena faker.
Wait, are you serious? They did do a He-Man WWE?
Yes, dude. They are in the style. Check it out. They are designed in the style of the original vintage Masters of the Universe, except they got more articulation, and they're kind of creative with everything. John Cena is supposedly a pretty good figure. They had who else? Finn Balor, I think his name is. I'm not familiar with WWE roster today. I've always been more of a vintage wrestling fan. I could watch the older stuff till I'm blue in the face and not care.
I know they had like Triple H is one I know because I just kind of recognize the name.
Yeah. So I mean, that's been going on. He's been taking off really well.
And then there's like the Eternia wrestling ring thing, which is just like like a green wrestling ring that kind of vaguely is colored like Castle Grayskull. But
do you have like Rowdy Piper? Do you have Hulk Hogan? Do you have Macho Man?
I wouldn't be surprised if they go that route, dude.
Isn't Hulk Hogan He-Man? I mean, come on. No.
Let me tell you something, brother.
I'm a racist.
Grayskull, brother. I am He-Man, brother.
I'm a racist, brother.
I'm a racist, brother. Junkyard dog walks in. He brings the sword down. Hey, how's it going, brother?
The fucking another one bites the dust. Oh god, bringing back memories. I saw the first WrestleMania in the old school. They used to do
MSG.
Before you had pay-per-view. If you couldn't get to MSG, you'd have to go to like a satellite site, and it was usually some shithole, and you'd watch it on a big screen with like 1,000 people. And it was just so fucking ghetto. And my dad took me, and I loved it. I think I was like 6. It's fucking awesome. Anyway.
Yeah, WrestleMania's been around for a hot minute, man. I
watched
it on VHS, their first WrestleMania.
I think it was when the first WrestleMania was when Mr. T teamed up with Hulk Hogan.
Up against Paul Orndorff and Bob Orton, I think. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, and it was like Cyndi Lauper was there, and Captain Lou Albano. Well, he was a manager anyway, but yeah, that was the main event. Was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T up against Paul Orndorff and Bob Orton. So I think I'm not a wrestling expert. I never said that. I just prefer watching the older stuff because they had a lot better variety back in the day.
You know, I think the best villain was in the OG WWF, King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, my favorite, actually, my highlight of the WWF was when Ric Flair went over, and he brought the belt from WCW with him.
Right.
So they had to like blur it out all the time. and then you hear stories like his daughter's a wrestler now. She's like really good. She's a really good female wrestler. But she tells this story where she was going. They were in I want to say they were in Greensboro, North Carolina, South Carolina. It's where Flair's from. They call it Flair Country. And he goes up to the gate to drive in so he could show up to the show. He's there with his daughter, and the guy's like, "Can I help you, sir?" He's like, "Yeah, it's me. I gotta get in, man. I got a show tonight." And the guy's like, "I'm sorry. What's your name?" He's like, "Really? You don't know who I am?" He's like, "No." And they had that barricade down, right? So he looks at the guy and he goes, "Here's how you spell my name: Famous," and just floored it right through the fucking barricade. That was
WOO.
That was Ric Flair, man. That's some shit.
Roddy Piper. I still remember, like, he did like a Halloween special where he was like wrapping bricks in candy wrappers. Oh God.
His story's really interesting too, Roddy Piper. Like, he never really won like the main championship with either WWF or WCW.
Right.
He never won it. He had a lot of personality and it stood out. The Piper's Pit was like one of his most popular things. Is when he hit Jimmy Snuka with a coconut. Like he probably had it coming because Jimmy Snuka did murder his wife. It turns out years later, but
Superfly, Jimmy Snuka. Oh my God.
But yeah, let's move on to the. Oh boy.
I remember before we go. I remember wrestling was huge when I was in like third grade, something like that. Everybody was like super into it. So I remember having some of those action figures back in the day.
Those were the big rubbery ones.
Yeah.
Yep, those were the ones that Jake the Snake Roberts. And you turn, then it's like weird. You watch all these specials on them, and you find out Jake Roberts was like a massive drug addict. God, I could do a podcast about the old wrestling days. I swear to God, man, I love watching all that shit. I love watching the promos compared to the stuff that's out there now. It really is something else. But yeah, are we ready for the Sencho question?
Let's do it.
Well, I don't hear any music.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say, you ready?
Let me cue it up, man. Dear Sencho, what opinion do you hold of grown men that collect action figures? Could or should this impact their prowess with the ladies? Do you yourself partake in adult collectibles? MP Collector, lover of sharks everywhere.
MP Collector, you are reaching out to Sancho way too much. I remind you, my friend, the restraining order extends to Gmail. Okay, cabrón? No, I'm kidding. Does collecting toys hurt Sancho with the ladies? No. The only thing that hurts the ladies with Sancho is Sancho's love. One time when I had Maria... One time I was with Maria and she said...
That's my sister's name, by the way. Sancho.
I'm sorry. Okay, look, I was stoned at... We're going to address this after. Sorry. Broke character. We're going to make this weird.
Sencho, you fucked my sister?
See, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sencho. How much do I owe you?
You are welcome. $20.
$20, you fucking slut.
If you take the girl of your dreams home to your bedroom and your collection is there on display, and the first words on her mouth are, "This is cool, my friend, you must put un anillo, a ring on it." and then tell her Fulana. She'll say, yes, Sancho. What's your credit score? And she'll be like, I don't know, like 675 or something. And I'd be like, I'm sorry, we must see other people. But her friend Vicky, she has an 820. That's a pretty good score.
That's excellent. What are you talking about?
So you tell her, Vicky, you've always been the love of my life. And you pour her some sangria, un poquito cabecito. And she goes, oh, Sancho, I love you too. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. Look, fill out this loan form for a new car. Sancho must look good. And that is how you date. But if the girl sees your room with your collection, your manly collection of transforming robots that fight each other in a civil war that's ended for years, and the first words out of her mouth are, is this your son's room? You look at her and go, look, I paid you for your time, so you're going to hook up with me in here, like it or not.
$20.
The end.
So let me address something.
For $20, you can have a day with Sancho.
So I don't know how people are going to take this. Some won't be surprised. Some will probably be surprised. So like I've kind of been turning to other sources for inspiration because I'm kind of in a rut.
Salad.
And,
Salad. Salad.
Salad.
Smoking Prime.
I smoked weed this past Saturday, and I don't know. I was like, what would be great for the Shattercast YouTube channel and Podbean is a 4-minute audio drama about how Sancho and Maria broke up.
My sister called me. I know. She told me about it. She's pregnant, by the way.
Oh God, I do not know her. So like, I don't know. It felt like a good idea. Some people liked it. Some people
loved it.
Who
didn't like it? Who didn't like
there's
it?
a dislike on there, and I'm all like,
Prime?
What?
Douchimus Prime didn't like it? Fuck you, Douchimus.
I guess.
Douchimus Prime. Fucking nerd. Hey, Douchimus, you're the reason you are the reason you were bullied. Okay?
It's true.
It's true.
So yeah, there was a dislike on it, but some people liked it. I don't know. Like, one guy suggested I should just have Whirl and Sancho meet up in an audio drama or in a cartoon, and that is in the works for a cartoon. That's something I just can't. But it was fun.
You know who didn't like it?
Who?
Phil Stanek, because he doesn't listen anymore.
Phil Stank.
Yeah.
Phil Stanek. He actually PM'd. He PM'd me to say that he stopped saying that nobody listens anymore. Everybody still listens.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good running joke.
I know for a fact that Phil doesn't listen to the show anymore. So.
Whoa.
He certainly doesn't PM me if the show goes up at a weird time or if I forget to post it. So I know for a fact Phil does not listen to the show.
You know who doesn't listen anymore?
Everyone.
Andrew Gort.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Andrew doesn't listen to us anymore. He hates me. So quit reaching out to me, bro. Quit asking me shit about Amazon and AT&T. Then he all
Speaking of which, the wake for New York Mike is Sunday, and the funeral is Monday. On Monday, they're going to drive by his house and everything and go to the funeral. The wake, just check in because it's staggering people who can go in. It's like 25 people a pop. I'm going to go on Sunday. But
right on.
And on a down note, but it's Mike. I don't care.
Well, on a plus note, you could always reach out to us on Facebook, and we'll give you the PayPal info to make a donation to Mike's family. Mm-hmm. He did live behind a wonderful little boy and a lovely wife. So every little bit helps.
Really
are you gonna host a waffle there, Robert?
Oh yes.
You could give away a broken Unicron.
Yeah, you're right. I should. I really should. I inadvertently ordered 3 Magnums. I don't know how that happened. So
I would love to be a fly on the wall of your house.
It's really.
Robert's like, do I own this? Just go ahead and order it again. Fuck it.
No, that's what happens.
Robert exemplifies capitalism. He's just like, did I break this? I just ordered another one.
Oh my God! I heard Justin do that voice.
Like a random thought, like, "Fuck! Did I pre-order Magnum? Shit! I don't know. Fuck!" And I start going through my pre-orders, and I don't see it. I'm like, is it still available?" That's exactly what happens. So I ordered 3, so I'm gonna put one up. The ROC is going to do the waffle, and
Bobby's going to
proceeds.
reimburse you for part of your Unicron. That's going to, go to the waffle for that. It's a good idea. I'm glad you thought of it, Robert.
Yeah, Robert came up with it. It was a great idea. It's a nice
It
way
was
to honor
Oscar's idea.
No, it wasn't. It was Robert's idea. It's a great way to honor New York Mike.
It was Oscar's idea, and it was a wonderful idea. The guys in the Cool Table Network thought it was
It was really awesome to hear Bobby said he was going to match any donation that you got. I couldn't believe it. So.
Oh my God. Is there a Cool Table Network chat?
Yeah.
There is. Yeah. Wow. We're not invited. Cool. They don't listen either.
I'll add you. I don't give a shit. You want to be bothered by it? It's really
no, not really, because they probably don't talk to any of those people. So
no, it's really
remember me.
It's really few and far between that communication occurs in there. It really is kind of just like stuff like that, like rare business decisions. Like, hey, listen, I just got 3 Magnums by accident. Oscar had the idea to do one for a raffle. What do you think? And they all loved it. So. Good idea.
It was really Robert's idea.
Nice. It wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea.
Robert's idea.
My toy, your idea.
Well,
it was a very nice idea.
I just think
embarrassed that I didn't think of it. I'm embarrassed.
Everyone talked well about this guy, and I figured, he had 3, and rather than saying, "Hey, sell it in the cafe," and hear people bitch about the price you want for it, why not give someone a chance to win it? And then you and I joked about buying up a chunk of slots, and if we win it, put it up again.
That's not a joke. Oh, that's not a joke. I'm gonna win the raffle.
Son of a bitch.
I'm going to fuck with them so bad I can't wait. But I'm going to do it with math. I'm not just going to buy up all the slots. I'm going to go for like maybe 37.5% of the slots.
Right.
And I'm still going to win.
Robert always wins because I don't understand probability.
Exactly. It'll be me and like Lowry at the end. Lowry will have like 1 slot. And it'll be with like fucking 24 slots. And it'll me and him, but I know based on the statistics, based on the probabilities, I'm going to win. And I win. I'm going to do it again and again. It's going to be awesome. I'm gonna keep
Jason
wrestling.
Lowry, right? Is that who you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't listen either.
Mm-hmm.
No, Lowry doesn't listen.
No,
He's going through a lot too. Lowry's. A lot of these guys in the ROC are really shaken up by what happened. So they're taking it real hard. So listen, you got friends in the ROC, reach out to them, just check up on them because your friends are hurt and they lost someone they really love. It's true, so just check up on your friends. And they need it. They really do. Even if you don't really chat with them. Everyone in the ROC you can think of, they're very, very hurt by what happened with Mike. So let them know that you care, even if you don't chat a lot. That's the whole point of our friendships, really. It's just like a, family, and those old friends that you have, that you're always close, that you don't talk for a year and a half, and then you pick up the phone, and it's like you didn't miss a beat. That's what these guys are. So show them some appreciation for what they've done for this community, and just say hi. I'm thinking about you. It means a lot, it really does, because they're really going through a lot.
And then when you're after that, then bitch about Robert winning everything because.
Oh yeah. And then they'll be like, I don't give a fuck. That motherfucker just pays for the slots. We don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. I missed out on a waffle they had on the Secret 2-pack.
Yeah, don't get.
I was heated.
Get the Takara. Don't get the Takara.
Say what?
Get the Takara.
No, that's true. I may just have to hold out. It's really weird because it's like I get so obsessed with getting because I like my Jets, man. I really do. Like there's a Combiner Wars figure set that constantly I sell and then rebuy, and that's the Superion set because I like my Jets, And then it's like they have that Seeker 2-pack, and it's like I can't seem to find it. It's like why am I so obsessed with like Chuck style Seekers?
Mm-hmm.
I just like my Jets, man, but I love the Seekers the most because it's like, the standout character in IDW run was like Thundercracker. I'm not even reading the IDW run now, shit. Because that's just boring. But, no, it's like, I don't know. We'll see, like, once the Takara ones come out, see what their price point is, what they're going to, I want to see prototype picks before I make a decision of any kind.
You're a real baller. You'd buy 2 and let Bobby break one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm not telling him about my Starscream purchase. Nope. No thanks. He's good with his MP11 mold that he spent $200 a piece for. Good for you. I'm keeping mine unbroken.
Mm-hmm.
We just like to state for the clarity of this podcast.
Oh, Bobby, if you are listening, those Blitzway Ghostbusters are in the mail.
He doesn't listen either.
He doesn't listen.
I know he doesn't. And those Blitzway Ghostbusters will never be in the mail. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think we're going to go ahead and say we can wrap it up tonight's episode. You guys look us up on Facebook at facebook.com/shatteredcast uncut. Check us out on Twitter and IG under those names. You got over 1,600 followers on Instagram. That's probably dead in the water.
Yeah, who does Instagram now?
I don't know, but be sure to check out our friends over at the ROC Enter the Realm. As always, big shout out to Eddie Dustmites, the most amazing producer independent producer I've ever had the pleasure of meeting and talking to on occasion, because at least he talks, and I know that he also doesn't listen. No, I'm kidding. Also, big shout out. Say what?
Dust Maximus Prime.
What?
Dust Maximus Prime.
You try to say it. It's really difficult.
Maximus Prime.
Big shout out to Nerd Rage Radio. No one on there listens to us either. Mm-hmm. And big shout out to all the other podcasts. Toy Detox, and the most honest to God, what I got to say about Toy Talks is the most honest to God podcast that has the best shooting the shit session with a bunch of friends.
No, they're the best podcast that is just flatlining, but you can't let them die because you'll get a beep like once every 6 beep. Are they dead? Beep. Oh, fuck. Keep them on life support. Pull the plug. Wait. Beep. Fuck.
Okay, this time I think they're done. Beep.
Shout out goes to Mickey Brave, who also doesn't listen. And, of course, my good friend Spiros Gallows, who's been like my Jiminy Cricket throughout this whole Seeker 2-pack ordeal, saying, "No, man, don't get the eBay. Just wait. They'll shelf warm." They probably will.
I've got it on good authority also that MP Collector doesn't listen, even though he submits questions every week.
Yeah, he just randomly sends this question to me. It's kind of like that dad that never shows up and sends you a birthday card with like $20 in it.
You know who doesn't listen? Tyler F.
Oh, definitely.
He doesn't listen.
He's probably pissed because you keep putting Photoshopping him in his karate outfit everywhere.
With a dead horse? Like
I killed this horse.
In my whole
karate. And shout out to Justin Christian more than anything. He doesn't listen either. And of course Justin Lynette for he's just an adorable man. But Justin Christian recently has been going camping, hiking, I guess, with his wife. And they took some pretty nice photos, and I almost wanted to type, "Dude, why's your wife taking photos with this other guy? Aren't you like pissed?"
But, who's the fat guy?
Who's that skinny guy with your wife, bro? She's cheating on you, bro.
Did he lose weight?
Yeah, I think he's lost a few pounds. I don't fucking look at him like that in his Facebook posts.
He loves it when you make fun of his.
Well, what I will say, for the sake of Primus, please collect responsibly, be good to yourselves and each other, and on behalf of me and everyone else here on Shattercast Uncut.
You've been shattered, miss.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You've been
Shut the fuck up, chip.